Hey folks, the next few days are going to be very important for Bitcoin and crypto and all of the markets. Why is that? First of all, we get a monthly close on all of the charts like Bitcoin, and I'll show you why that is a crucial signal, because we could have called the top just by looking at the monthly chart of Bitcoin at 109K, I kid you not. And also, on April the 2nd, immediately Trump calls this Liberation Day. This is what all the crashes in the market so far has been about. It's basically about all the tariffs. April 2nd is when Trump announces officially what the tariffs are going to be. Is this going to be another sell on rumor but buy on news opportunity or event? A lot of people have been saying that because the markets are tanking because of the Trump tariffs, right? He's spooking the markets. But when the bad news finally gets announced, then maybe, like it always does, the market bounces. That's what some people are saying. I think it's a lot more complicated than that. It's a lot more complicated than that. I'll explain to you guys why. Now, first, let's have a look at and I'm going to show you one more signal that I am looking at right now that indicates that Bitcoin can possibly make it as I've been saying, a big bounce up or even a new all-time high. But we're talking about the medium term, as in the next few months, as opposed to right now, which is the next few days, right? I see more danger for Bitcoin. What's this all about? Before we answer all those questions, first let's answer the question of which crypto exchange does Pablo Hui use? Well, Pablo uses this exchange that is basically a non-KYC exchange. That means you don't need to show your ID. That means the exchange can't even see who you are, right? That means the IRS can't see it's you. The tax office can't see it's you. The CIA, FBI, nobody can see it's you. I like them so much, I made a deal with them, with Bitunix, for a chance to win a BMW bike or a trip to Dubai or even Rolexes. Just, these great prizes just by joining and trading, but for a limited time only, before April the 6th. The Pablo Hui deal with Bitunix. If you're watching this on YouTube, then the link is in the description below. The link is in the description below. But if you're watching this on some other platform, such as this one, then just click on my profile page. The link is right there in the stand link. If we click on the stand link on my profile page, then it's the first thing that comes up. Bitunix, right? Because this is a big deal. So, only on the Pablo link with Bitunix, right? Check it out, guys. Only on this link. So, now, back to Bitcoin. The reason why we're a few hours away from the daily close, from the monthly close, and why is this significant? Because, well, we could have called the top to Bitcoin just by looking at this monthly chart. And I did mention it a number of times because it happens once every 4 years. Even I wasn't 100% sure about it, but I did talk about it many times for folks who are in my Discord and watching my videos. Okay, the reason why is because here we see this candle. Look at this candle. This was when Bitcoin topped at 108K. Let me just enlarge that for you guys. Let me just enlarge that so we can see it. It's like this. Do we see that this is a topping tail, right? It's got this long tail running all the way from 96K to 109K, right? This long topping tail that ended in December, and markets, of course, topped somewhere like 1 or 2 weeks later in early January. So you're saying, oh, well, just because it's a topping tail doesn't mean that was the top. Like, how accurate is the top and tail? They happen, once every now and then in the markets. It doesn't always mean it's a top. But let me show you guys this. And for folks who are in my Discord, sorry, that was I put it on natural scale. And we can see the top and tail hits this big red trend line, and I warned about this a number of times. Yes, I should have taken it even more seriously myself as well. And but I think we all got fooled by Trump. We all thought Trump was going to do something special and he was going to come in January. Look at how 109K lines up perfectly with this entire trend line. What is this trend line? What is this trend line we're looking at? This is on a natural scale the monthly closes, monthly bar of Bitcoin. And this was the 2017 top. This was 2021 bull run, was the top at 64K, top at 69K. And if we were to draw this line, then we arrive at this pressure point at the 108, 109K area. And as was happening, I was telling my Discord, I said, hey guys, this is a big resistance level. It may not always work, right? Because it happens once every 4 years. We can't be 100% about it. And then to double up on the signal, it gave us a topping tail for a monthly close. Now, monthly closes are more important than weekly closes, and weekly closes are more important than daily closes. Simply because some big whales or some big exchanges can manipulate the price and paint the chart for you for a daily close. But it's really difficult to do it for a weekly close, and almost impossible to push a price around all month just to paint a monthly close. They don't have enough time to do that anyway. But we had a massive top and tail monthly close candle, right, for right on this right on this line, right on this trend line. And what I said at the time was, well, this top and tail of December 2024 can be negated if we can close above this 108.7K area. If this green bar can close above here, then basically we've taken it out, we've negated this top and tail. We never did, and then boom, we turn around and we do this. I reacted a bit slow here as well, even though I gave out multiple warnings. I said the bullish momentum on Bitcoin and ETH has stopped, and now we're playing at least 50% defense. For folks watching my videos or in my Discord, they've heard me say this many times as well. The bullish momentum on Bitcoin and ETH has stopped. A lot of insiders and whales on Bitcoin and ETH are selling right now, so we should play defense, at least 50% defense, and sell on the bounces. I said that for about 2 weeks. I got caught up in it myself, so that's why I'm talking about this monthly close, because these monthly closes have been very, very strong information. So what does this latest monthly close tell us about? Well, it's obviously kind of weak because, we're not putting in a green bar here. But however, like a doji, this is what they call doji, where the price closes very close to the open, is possibly a sign for a change in trend. The market is undecisive to go up or down. So I do think in the short term, we'll get a wick down to low 70s, which isn't that far away, because this low here was 76K. To get to my target of 73K or low 70s, it isn't that far away. I think in April, we get one more wick down, right? Take out the lows here of 76K, go to something like low 70s, and then boom, we'll probably bottom and come up. Why is that? Why do I think we bottom in April? Well, because on April 2nd, as I said to you guys earlier, Trump will announce his whole tariff deal, right? Right now, we don't know what he's going to put on each country. So the thing is this, I think that so far there are a number of reasons causing this big drop in crypto and stocks. Crypto is obviously front-running or the stock market. And crypto is down because of the stock market. I think I've proven to you guys that number of times in my previous videos already. The stock market is down is because there's a number of reasons. One, it's overvaluation. Two, it's due for a correction. Three, this whole narrative of AI and the Magnificent Seven stocks. Well, that's been torpedoed by DeepSeek. Once the Chinese come up with their AI and says, we can do the same thing, but a lot cheaper, then of course the Magnificent Seven needs to be revalued. But one of the biggest reasons, probably that ranks in front of all these reasons that I just said, that causes the stocks to crash, to tank, and therefore causing altcoins to crash, is because Trump came up with all these tariffs that basically freaked out the markets. Everyone thought Trump was just going to put tariffs on China. But instead, Trump is also going to put tariffs on all the US allies as well, such as the European Union, Japan, Korea, Australia, Canada, Mexico, right? All the countries that are very loyal to USA. So that's freaked out the markets because they don't know what's going to happen next, and this is a big deal. I mean, I made a short video which said the last time the U.S. put out that much tariffs, it caused the Great Depression. I'm not going to go into debate whether that's going to happen again this time or not. It's too long. That would make this too long a video. But what I'm going to say is, usually, you know how people buy on rumor and sell on news. So like they're saying, Bitcoin futures could get listed on the CME, Chicago Mercantile Exchange, the futures exchange. And when that happened I think it happened in April 2021, that was the exact top of Bitcoin at 64K. People were buying the rumor, and when it happens, they were selling on news. That's a very common saying. So right now, we could get the reverse of that. People are saying, which is sell on rumor, but buy on news, because there's lots of fear of what Trump's going to do with tariffs, So people are selling. But when the news actually comes out, people are like, oh, okay, we've already anticipated that. Now the markets can go up. I think that's a little too simple. So it could happen. They could be right, and the markets bottom on April the 2nd. But I think it's going to take a little bit longer than that. Because once Trump, it doesn't just end. Tariffs, remember, it's a tariff war, and there are more than two sides in a war. When Trump announces his tariffs on China, Mexico, Canada, European Union, Japan, Korea, Australia, all these countries, then these countries, they're not just going to sit there and lie down. They're going to basically retaliate. When they retaliate, right, then Trump will have to hit back or negotiate with them, whatever. That'll take 2 or 3 weeks or 2 or 3 months. But the market is forward-looking. Once the market figures out what is going to happen next, then I think we could start seeing a bottom form. We don't need to wait until Trump and European Union and China and Korea and Japan all finally agreed on the tariff terms for each other. We don't need that. The market is going to anticipate what's going to happen weeks, even months before it happens. But I just don't think the market's going to figure out the sequence of events by April the 2nd. I think it'll take a little bit longer than that. So that's why I've been saying I think we're going to get this ABC wave pattern in crypto and in the markets. So for example, I've been telling folks that I think we get this ABC pattern. That's a very simple pullback pattern, and in fact, I called for this on the Spider ETF, SP500. That's already kind of happened. So we had the A, B, C, right? I mean, it's trying to bounce now, and that would be a very short C. I'm thinking something like this for the NASDAQ, for example. I said the support would be around this 16.3, 16.4 area, 16,300, 400. We came kind of close to 16.8, but it could still go lower. It could be A, B, C, something like that, and we bounce, and we bottom, and we bounce. So right now, not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure that April 2nd is gonna be the date for the end of this current pullback or drop in the markets. And okay, the bullish signal I was talking about, the video is getting too long. I'll talk about that in tomorrow's video. But for now, for all the Aussies out there, Pablo uses SwiftX Exchange, and my link is in the description below. And for everyone else, thank you for tuning in. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.